Problem 6. Finally, we got a multiple choice problem here. Multiple choice are interesting in the sense that you don't necessarily have to do the entire problem. You don't have to find the answer to the question that they're asking, because one of these four, right, is the correct answer. So instead of looking for the correct one, we could look for things we know to be wrong, right? Things we know to be wrong. Sometimes that's easier. I don't know if that will happen here. Just that when I'm taking a test or looking at anything, actually, that's always in my head. Which is easier, finding the answer or finding what's not the answer and ruling out, and whatever's left must be correct. So here we go. Which line is parallel? Right? Parallel. So I know I want same slope, okay, equal slope. And they want a line that's parallel to this thing. Ooh, no, it's bad. Okay, so 4x plus 3y equals 7. I'll subtract 4x from both sides, and I'll get 3y equals 7 minus 4x. All I'm interested in is slope. So when I solve for y, right, y equals, I notice my slope is going to be minus 4 over 3. So I want a line that's parallel, right? So the slope that I'm looking for, parallel, that's what this means. It means parallel, right? The parallel slope, until we read that, will be the same. It will be minus 4 over 3. None of these multiple choice answers are in y equals form. None of them are, okay? So we would have to solve each of them and find the slope for each, but I'm going to kind of show you a little trick. Hopefully you can follow based on the limitations of the screen. I can't show you everything, only what the screen captures. So let's look at this one in depth. Number 1, all right, answer choice 1. That's 4x plus 3y equals minus 26. Right now, all I'm concerning myself with is slope, because actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to eliminate one of these. I'm going to eliminate the answer choices that don't have that slope. Right? If they don't meet this condition, it can't be an answer. So I'm doing this in steps. I'm going to find the slope for each of them, and then I'll address what's left standing. Well, my y is positive, so I'm going to move my x terms to the other side. If my x terms are positive here, when they go to the other side, I know they'll become negative. Since I'm only concerned about slope at this point, I don't care about my y-intercept, that constant, right? I know I'm going to divide by 3. This slope is minus 4/3. It matches that, all right? So number 1 is a possible answer. And in fact, let me see if I can complete this before moving on. All right, there we go. Number 1's a possible answer because it has the same slope. And it looks like this is going to have the same slope too, because I would have to do the same thing. I'd have to get rid of that 4x and bring it over here, minus 4x. And then when I divide by 3, I'm going to have that that minus 4/3. So I can leave. Oh my God, this eraser. Answer choices 1 and 2. I think I can eliminate 3 and 4, and here's why. I think I can eliminate answers 3 and 4, because 3x plus 4y equals minus 7. When I subtract that 3x and bring it to the other side, and then I divide by 4, this slope is not equal to that, right? They're not identical. I don't have minus 4 over 3. I've got minus 3. in my numerator. So I know this is a bad answer. It's not parallel. And it's the same thing with number 4, right? The only thing that's different between these equations are the y-intercepts. So right off the bat, I can cross out those two problems. And now what I'm left with are two equations, which we know are parallel. They met that condition. They also have to meet the condition of passing through the point minus 5, comma 2. And remember, a point is just an x and a y grouped together. So I only have two equations to check. Why don't I just pick one of them and substitute in? If it works, if I get a number equal to itself, then that's my answer. And I'm going to do both just to illustrate this, okay? So answer choice 1 is 4x plus 3y equals minus 26. And answer choice 2 is 4x plus 3y equals minus 14, right? And I'm checking to see if this point is in these lines. So I want to know if, I'll do it in red, minus 5, comma 2, all right? So I'm going to substitute these x and y values into each equation. I'll do it one at a time. So x is minus 5. This will become 4 times minus 5 plus 3 times that 2 equals minus 26. Well, let's just do the math now. This is all arithmetic. I'm just checking to see if this is a valid equation, if it's true. 4 times minus 5 is minus 20, plus 3 times 2 is 6, equals minus 26. Well, if you have $6 and you spend, right, negative is spend, plus is you have. If you have $6 and you spend 20, you're in the hole, minus 14. Does minus 14 equal 26? Oh no, this isn't, I shouldn't have done that. Isn't our answer, because it doesn't yield something true, right? Minus 14 is not the same as minus 26. I technically could stop here because I've eliminated answer choice 1, and by process of elimination I know answer choice 2 is correct, but for the purposes of proving it to you, I want to show you that when I substitute this point, it will quote-unquote work. It will make sense. So when I substitute in, we'll have 4 times my x, which is minus 5, plus 3 times my y, which equals minus 14. We know 4 times minus 5 is minus 20, plus 6 equals minus 14. Evaluating this, I get, minus 14, and then I bring down that equals, bring down that minus 14. Yes, this is true, right? So this point satisfies this equation. It works. That means that this equation, which is a line, that line contains that point, right? If when we substitute that point into the equation and it gives me something true, it means that line passes through that point. It works. Over here, when I substituted in this point, whatever this line is, whatever that line is, let's say it's that, the point negative 5, comma 2, it's not on the line. That's why it didn't give me something that made sense. All right, so coming back up, my answer choice is number 2. Thank you.